Hi guys, I hope you're all doing fine. I hope you're all healthy. I just wanted to pop on here really quickly to kind of make a quick vlog or video. I think I'm gonna start doing just probably small snippets and vlogs of insights that I have during this self-isolation period. I know it's a very insightful period for a lot of us because we're self-contained and we have nowhere to go except in our own homes and our own heads and thoughts. And I'm not exempt from that. So this video is something that has been resonating with me and that I've been doing my own personal healing through and have been thinking about quite a lot during this period. And I know probably a lot of people can relate and are thinking about this as well. And it's toxic traits. So what are toxic traits? Toxic traits are any characteristics or traits, habits, behaviors that you have that can cause harm to you or others. They're negative, they don't bring joy, they bring the absence of joy. The very nature suggests that it's not good, toxic. So all of us have them. If you find somebody who's like, oh, I don't have any toxic traits, please run because they're a liar. We all have that balance of, it's like one can't exist without the other. We have masculine, we have feminine, yin, yang, good, bad. Everybody is dealing, there's no whole healed human. Even the shamans and the monks will tell you they are still going through their variations of what struggle is and what growth is for them. So please get rid of a negative connotation behind toxic traits because it's not specific to a specific person or group of people. We all have toxic traits, all of us. And this comes from trauma within our childhood. It comes from how we've been socialized. It comes from our beliefs. There are these different things that have contributed to the whole humans that we are today. And that could have caused some of the things that we have as traits that are categorized as toxic because they're harmful to either self or others. So I have been doing a lot of thinking and to paint a picture of my life, and I'm using myself as the example here. To paint a picture of my life, I'm pretty on the go, I'm pretty busy, I'm always on the run doing something. But then during this moment of self-isolation, I've been realizing that one of my toxic traits is using my productivity as a coping mechanism. I've been actually examining so many of my coping mechanisms now that I've had the time to go within and to self-evaluate, which is why this time is so important and for us to take the time out to do that. But anyway, yeah, I use my productivity as a coping mechanism, and I posted on my Instagram stories. I think I posted this briefly. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, my information is in the description. But yeah, I posted on this and I was saying that I've realized that I'm naturally a very driven person. I'm naturally very goal oriented. So I do kind of enjoy being on the go, having an independent, fast-paced life. But I realize how much I use that lifestyle to avoid feeling a lot of the things that I was feeling and should have felt and should have gone through. But instead, I used my lifestyle, going to the gym, going to the office, going to the gym, going to this place after work, after the gym, blah, blah, blah. I have like my routine and my schedule is so set out. It was perfectly planned for me to not sit with my emotions and go through some of the things that I was putting on the back burner. And then for me, I always like to mention this. If you believe in astrology, I have a lot of Aries placements. I have a lot of fire placements within me. And if you know what that means, it's basically to say that I'm a very passionate person and I feel things very deeply. So it's almost like I realized in this moment, wow, it took me not having or the universe intervening and taking away all of my distractions so that I could sit and understand that no matter how busy I think I am or I'm setting out to be, these things will always be unresolved until I go through the healing process and fix them completely. And that doesn't look like an easy fix, and that's not something that happens overnight. It's something that I will have to just go through the motions and feel until it eventually feels better. So that's something that I've realized that that's some shit you need to work on, Tawana. Probably should have healed that. You know, you probably should have healed that. And I'm sure a lot of people are relating to this because we do use the current or the past paradigm, because I do believe that there's a paradigm shift now as a result of this this whole pandemic. I do think that people are going to change, things are going to change, we are going to change. So like all of us, under the past paradigm, have been so on the go. We've been so on the run. There's always something to do. We always have to move from point A to point B. So our lifestyles, it's just, we were just living. We have to survive. We have to make a living. It's just what we have to do. So I feel like a lot of people right now are sitting in solitude and finally have the time to address things that they really shoved to the back of their mind because it was too complex to address it at that time. And now those things are resurfacing, like, you didn't handle me, you didn't handle me. And I am no exception to that, because I have used, oh, I'm busy, oh, I have this and this and this on my schedule, to avoid confronting the hard things, the hard, ugly things that I have to look at within me. And that takes bravery, and that takes strength. That definitely is something that I've had to confront within myself. Something else that I've been, because I wrote this in my phone, so that's what I'm looking at. Something else that I've realized within me, that I'm sharing, is the use of my impulsiveness to cause upheaval in an otherwise calm environment. So like I mentioned before, I am somebody who is ruled by a lot of Aries placements, if you believe in astrology. And Aries is associated with adventure, impulsiveness, vibrance, enthusiasm. I embody that in a lot of ways. And so I've really been sitting with the amount of times that I have self-sabotaged an otherwise calm life. My life has been going well, everything is calm, everything is great, and because I have the absence, or what I perceive as the absence of excitement, the absence of passion, the absence of feeling, it's like my impulsivity, and I like to say the Aries in me, the Aries in me jumps out, and I succumb to that impulsiveness. Because yes, it's on one hand, I am impulsive, I get that, but I also have to be real with the fact that I choose to follow this impulsivity. You know, like, it's not something that I have to choose to do. I don't have to follow every impulsive thought. It's a choice. So I've had to really sit with how many times I've sabotaged a calm environment and a calm space because I've chosen to be impulsive. And this is in many different areas of my life, in relationships, in friendships, in, you know, just different things. That impulsivity or that impulsiveness has driven me to making decisions just because my interpretation of excitement and feeling, or me thinking that things are getting too boring or too calm, causes me to go and make a reckless decision like that. So just things like that I've been observing and really just sitting with, and realizing that, wow, I was the cause of my own problem. You know, I was the cause of my own problem. I did this to me. I brought myself in that situation. I think I'm checking my list to see what else I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I felt like, or I feel like this is a monumental shift and time in the world where we do get kind of like an absolute stillness, and we're able to really evaluate ourselves and benefit from a moment of healing that we wouldn't otherwise be able to access. Like, I feel like we have access to so much healing potential right now in the collective. I feel like so many people are even waking up, like these insights. I know I'm not the only person looking into self, looking into where I went wrong, looking into what I did right, looking in, like, now is a moment to completely evaluate your life, completely evaluate the self, because I feel like in these moments where you're able to go within and you're able to look at patterns and you're able to look at cycles that you've contributed to in your life, it makes you feel like shit and you feel dumb as hell to put yourself through those things over and over and over again. But that's the work. That's the work. That's you doing the work. So in the moment, I was telling a friend, in the moment it feels like, oh my God, Tawana, why would you do this to yourself again? Oh my God, like, it's like you're holding a mirror up to yourself and you're able to see every bruise, scratch, every single flaw, blemish, and sometimes you wince a little bit. That's sometimes it's a little hard. Let's admit it, it's a little bit hard. So I think right now, even if you feel that way, just remember that that is the work. Like, healing looks like that. That no matter what they tell you, healing does not look like posting memes and being happy and being positive every single day. Healing looks like that. Like looking at your toxicity and realizing, wow, this is the human that I was being, or these are the choices that I was making, and then making choices to steer yourself out of that. So for me personally, during this moment, I've been having so many scenarios and triggers that have brought up things within me that have not healed, that evoke responses that I would have made previously. Like I would have done, like, this is what I would have done in my past, in my past self, past versions of Tawana. But now that I'm looking at things from a completely non-ego driven, safe, isolated space, and it's just me taking this moment to look within myself, I'm able to see that, wow, Tawana, you made this choice and you're gearing up to make this again. Is this something that you want to look at differently? And that, you talking yourself out of repeating that cycle, that's healing. That's healing. That's you making a different choice. No matter how hard it is, no matter how hard it feels, no matter if you go through 3 sad days, 4 sad days before you make up your mind not to repeat that cycle, but you going through that is healing. And that is changing. And that's the beginning stages of solidifying change. And that's just one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about. That's how you go through and heal toxic traits. You sit with them and you evaluate them and you admit them to yourself and you talk yourself through so you don't repeat them. They won't just magically disappear. They won't just magically be gone. You talking yourself through and first of all becoming aware that that is a trait within you, that's a part of healing. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, see you next time. And I hope you guys stay safe. Stay inside.